largest challenge that most clients face with regards to cash management is carrying excess inventory. Carrying excess inventory can hide a lot of sins in the organization. The other challenge that clients often have is the accuracy of their forecasting or optimistic forecasting. If you have optimistic forecasting, obviously that's going to drive demand that really isn't there, which ultimately drives production that you really don't need, which ultimately drives inventory, and all of that ties up cash. We work with these clients to make the tough decisions around these aspects or these challenges as it relates to cash management. What makes the Powers Company different than most consulting firms is, again, we work side by side with our clients on the different aspects as it relates to cash management. We do this through behavior change and people change, not through new technology or new software. It truly is about the people and how they interact with each other to come to a common goal that ultimately optimizes the performance of the organization. A lot of times you'll find silos within these different organizations. Production has its way of doing things. Forecasting has its way of doing things. Demand planning has its way of doing things. Inventory control has its way of doing things. We help unsilo those different aspects of a business and work side by side with the different groups to come together to a consensus as to how to best manage the business, but ultimately manage cash at the end of the day. We recently worked with a client who had a very seasonal business, and their approach was to hold their production constant and let their inventory grow. And through an in-depth analysis, we found that we were able to apply a different model to their production practices that would more closely match demand to inventory production and still allow them to meet their service levels that they needed when they went into their busy season. The value of this was almost a $10 million reduction in the inventory levels during that non-peak period. So it was very successful for the client and a huge opportunity for them to improve their financial positioning.